Next on Eyewitness News, a clear-cut message from the voters, overwhelming re-election victories for New Jersey Governor Thomas Kean and New York Mayor Ed Koch. We'll have the election returns coming up.
And also tonight, the first in a series of special reports on AIDS, The Plain Truth. We'll see how the disease got started. And a glittering bash for First Lady Nancy Reagan, honored for her charity work here in New York tonight. All coming up next on Eyewitness News.
The 3/4 at Burger King.
We got 3 double cheeseburgers, quarter pound. 3 double cheeseburgers, new taste in town. We got taco with lots of jalapeno cheese. Pizza with sauce and mozzarella cheese. We got mushroom double twist, a taste you don't want to miss. These doubles won't last, you better get to Burger King fast.
Quarter-pound double cheeseburgers are appearing for limited engagement.
Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
I'll never forget Mexico. The beauty, the warmth of the sun, and things even warmer.
You'll feel it from head to one. Feel the warmth of Mexico, where the people will warm you as much as the sun. Feel the warmth of Mexico.
Once you feel the warmth of Mexico, it's so hard to say goodbye.
Feel the warmth of Mexico.
Time to make the donuts.
Owning a Dunkin' Donuts is no piece of cake.
Time to make the donuts.
Because you work night and day making donuts. That's why they're so fresh all the time.
The donuts.
And come in up to 52 varieties, more than any supermarket. At Dunkin' Donuts, it's always time to make the donuts.
The Royal Road Show tomorrow at 5. This is Eyewitness News with Ernie Anastas and Kaidi Tong, plus special election coverage with Roger Grimsby and Bill Butel. Now, here's Ernie Anastas.
Good evening, everyone. It wasn't even close. Big victories tonight in the 2 biggest races this election day. Governor Thomas Kean has been re-elected in New Jersey, and Ed Koch will begin his 3rd term as mayor of New York.
We'll be going live to the candidates' headquarters, but first let's go to Roger Grimsby and Bill Butel, who have been watching the election returns all evening. Roger?
Well, not only has Governor Kean won his 2nd term in New Jersey, he's helped fellow Republicans gain control of the Assembly. Here are the results in the governor's race as we poll them now. With 79% of the precincts reporting, Kean has 70% of the vote. Rather easy. Bill?
We have reporters standing by at the headquarters of both Governor Kean and Mr. Shapiro. We're going first to John Johnson, who's with Governor Kean at the Holiday Inn in Livingston, New Jersey. John, Governor Kean, good evening.
Good evening, Bill Butel, and we are here with the man who has given the Republican Party in New Jersey its greatest victory in history. Congratulations, Governor Kean. And even tonight in your speech, you said there was even a message here coming from New Jersey for the National Republican Party. What do you mean by that?
I believe that we had a victory here which was all-inclusive. I mean, we're talking about every single community that was included in the campaign, whether it was organized labor, whether it was a minority community. They all had a part in it, just they've all had a part in this administration. And I just happen to believe that the Republican Party in New Jersey reached out and made them part.
Okay, I even noticed a man like Earl Harris, who used to be the president of the city council in Newark, who was a staunch Democrat, black, who would never support a Republican. He was standing up there in front. Did the black vote mean something to you also?
Black vote meant a tremendous amount to me personally. As far as I can see right now, we're getting just about 60% of the black vote in the state, and I'll tell you, I don't feel better about anything this election I do about that.
All right, Governor Kean, obviously there are signs around. You have become a national force in the Republican Party. 1988, people are saying Kean-Bush. Are you thinking about that?
No, I'm thinking about being governor in New Jersey. I've got a message for the party, and that is to be the party of opportunity, to be all-inclusive. But I'm thinking about running the state of New Jersey tonight.
All right, you were wonderful. Your family was great tonight. I'm sorry that we couldn't see your wife, but thank you very much, and congratulations, Governor Kean. Governor Kean with a tremendous victory here tonight. The governor was also very gracious in his victory speech about his opponent, Peter Shapiro. And now let's go to Gloria Rojas, who's standing by at Shapiro headquarters.
John, the question is, why did Peter Shapiro take on Governor Kean when all indications were that Kean was invincible? Well, tonight Shapiro said that in politics you can't always be calculating and looking for the best angle for yourself. He said he had a message and he took a shot. Well, by 9:30 the party here was over and Shapiro had conceded.
Thank you, friends. You know, before tonight I ran in 9 races and my record was 9-0. And tonight was number 10 and I lost, and when I lose it's a doozy.
The obvious question is, what has Shapiro done to his political future? Has he been buried under the Kane landslide? He says that he interprets the overwhelming defeat not as a negative statement about him, but as a positive statement about Governor Kane. I'm Gloria Rojas at Shapiro headquarters. Now back to you, Bill.
Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, John Johnson. Whatever the future holds for Peter Shapiro, for Governor Tom Kane, success tonight is very sweet indeed. And our Eyewitness News exit poll shows the depth of Kane's landslide victory over Democrat Peter Shapiro. Our poll shows Governor Kane won all income groups, all age groups, and all political ideologies, liberal, moderate, conservative, whatever you care to name. Kane got the Republicans and the independents, and he made inroads into the Democratic vote, the classically Democratic vote. Shapiro got 50% of the Democratic vote. Kane was very close behind in the Democratic vote with 43%. And the Democratic vote shows the strength of Governor Kane's coattails. 44% of the Democrats voting for Kane also voted for at least one Republican assemblyman. But the most surprising finding, or interesting finding, I suppose, Governor Kane won the black vote, one of the few Republicans to have done so recently. Among black voters, Kane beat Shapiro 60% to 40%. But despite this one-sided victory by Governor Kane, a trouncing if you care to call it that, there is a silver lining for Peter Shapiro. 3/4 of the voters in New Jersey say that he'll make a good governor someday. It just wasn't his day today, I guess. Roger?
Well, in the race for mayor in New York City, no surprise, Ed Koch pulverized his opponents, winning a 3rd term. Only Wagner and LaGuardia have done that in modern times. Here are the numbers as tallied now. 68% of the precincts reporting, Koch with 78% of the vote. The other candidates far, far behind. Mayor Koch made his victory speech earlier in the evening. He's back at Gracie Mansion now. We switched there for Doug Johnson.
All right, Roger, thank you. First of all, Mayor Koch, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Roger just said that you pulverized your opponents this evening with an enormous percentage. Is it higher than you expected, or did you expect to do this well?
Actually, I didn't know what to expect. I knew that I had done very well in the Democratic primary with 64%. I actually hoped I would do as well. I'm obviously very gratified and pleased that it looks like it will be much higher than that.
A short time ago, you gave a speech at your headquarters at the Sheraton Hotel, and you announced your agenda for the next 4 years. Briefly, could you tell us what that is?
Well, what I said that we had, over the first 4 years, brought fiscal responsibility back, and the second 4 years started the enhancement of essential services, and that over the next 4 years we want to deal with the problems of education and housing and mass transit and poverty. Not that I can eliminate poverty, but I want to put the monies that the city has, and we have more than we had when we were in the fiscal crisis, where the need is. And I will seek to help every sector of our population. And that means, obviously, the poorest of the poor, but never to forget the middle class. They have made this city the city that it is. They provide the jobs. They provide the taxes that make it possible to provide services to others. I'm going to do the best I know how over the next 4 years.
Tell me, that's your agenda for the next 4. Any agenda for the 4 after that?
Well, I have said that I'm going to presume I'm going to run for a 4th term and make the decision, obviously, at the end of the 3rd term, and do everything that I think has to be done to the best of my ability within the next 4 years. And then if God gives me the strength and the sense of challenge, and the people think I've done a good job, I won't hesitate to run for another term. But that's 4 years away.
Okay, you heard it here first. Congratulations again. Now back to you, Roger and Bill.
No, wrong.
Diane McGrath and Tracy Egan. Diane, you're showing you pulled about 11%. Mayor Koch got 78%. What do you think?
Well, I think, as we were saying earlier, we at least doubled, tripled what the last Republican got that ran for mayor. It's a start. I would hope we'd do better, that's of course. But we'll wait and see what the final figures are, but we're building for a future.
You don't regret making the run. You think you left the Republican Party stronger or weaker than you found it?
Well, I think when you compare the 4%, whatever it is, to the 11 or 12 or 13, whatever it is we get, I think we've left them stronger, and that's very important to me.
Okay, Diane McGrath, thank you very much for talking with us. Back to Ernie in the studio.
All right, thank you, Tracy. And we have more. One of the closest races tonight was for the borough president of Staten Island. We have the results of that contest and more local elections when we return in just a moment.
Dear Stouffer's, I first tried lean cuisine because
it's less than 300 calories.
I had just a few pounds to lose.
I'm always looking for ways to watch my weight.
But it's the taste that brings us back. It's the taste that brings us back.
It's the taste.
It's the taste that brings us back.
Sincerely,
Nancy.
Jerry.
Lois?
Lean cuisine entrees from Stouffer's. It's not just the calories that count, it's the taste. The new 5000 series from Audi. The 5000 Turbo Quattro, Turbo, Sedan, Wagon. 5,000 reasons to own an Audi. Make that 5001. Now available with anti-lock braking systems. Audi, the art of engineering.
Roy Rogers is having a 99-cent chicken sale. 99. Roy Rogers is having a 99-cent chicken sale. 99. It makes you want to cheer. It makes you want to holler. 2 pieces of chicken for under $1.
Get a 2-piece order of Roy's new crispier, tastier fried chicken. Hurry on in.
Roy Rogers is having a 99-cent chicken sale. Roy Rogers.
Who says America has run out of opportunities?
There are plenty out there, if you look for them. The people who built this country were doers, not doubters. Risk takers, seeking opportunities, not guarantees. Today, I still see vast opportunities in hundreds of small to mid-sized companies whose entrepreneurial spirit and energy will continue to build America. At First Jersey Securities, we specialize in discovering such emerging growth companies for today's investors with vision. First Jersey Securities, come grow with us.
The closest you can come to staying at the White House without being elected. The Capitol Hilton, America's business address in Washington, D.C.